Welcome to the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary. This is your host, Scotty B. Friends, it's Christmas time, and what better gift to give to you than one very fantastic makeup artist and cosplayer in the community. I am so excited to finally be able to talk to her. If I can say many, many good things about this person, I will. She has come and brought her A game today. Friends, fully made up and done up as you would expect a gem would shine so brightly for the show. Please welcome Gem Beauty Makeup.
Hi
Gem,
guys.
thank you so much for being here. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
so much. You do so many amazing things. I was following you and I noticed that you were going live I'd be at work and I'd see like, oh, Gem Beauty Makeup's calling, showing live. And it kept coming up. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should drink this Kool-Aid. And you have so many amazing looks when I go through
Oh,
your feed and I see these. It looks like you've created like photoshopped art, but it isn't. It's just you. It's it's your makeup. It's your like a canvas painting yourself, and it is just one of the most amazing and remarkable things that I've seen in the community, and I want to talk all about it today on this very special episode going out, well, probably just before Christmas. And if I may, I'll stop talking now and let you go, but talk about your origins. Just would love to hear how you got into makeup, how you create what you do, how it's evolved and grown, and what that means for you in this world of beauty and fantasy and special effects.
well, first of all, happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays, Scotty. I'm so excited to be here. My origins, oof, I have too many origins, but everything it started in 2012, actually, a long time ago. And I wanted to, well, I was a cosplayer. I was trying, testing some Harley Quinn here and there. And then one day I was like, you know what? I think now I'm a cosplayer now because I started going to conventions, super small conventions back in my country, in my city, my hometown. And I wanted to improve makeup. I've always been curious about makeup, about the like character makeup, you know, how to create a character. Because I was seeing a lot of great cosplayers, everything growing there in Spain and here in America by social
Mhm.
media. Everything started Twitter, and then I was like, you know what? I see a lot of like armors and cosplays, like Disney princess, and but the makeup, I was like, I don't know how to control makeup, and I seen just a few people doing some makeup, like made you look by legs or like the starters, like the origins of social media and makeup artistry. And I decided to study makeup after I finished college, just because I wanted to focus on cosplay. I didn't even think about like making my own business of it, anything, just like improving my cosplay skills. And eventually, I basically became a makeup artist and a cosplayer. Like cosplay right now is my hobby, but makeup became basically my job, my profession, and I'm pretty proud of that. And I started in Spain. I'm here in Texas, and let's see how this works in here. But yeah, it's pretty much.
It is just the most amazing thing. I mean, you have a gift for what you do. It
Thank
is
you. Oh,
fantastic. You're
oh,
telling a story,
stop.
and you are just really, like, you can tell deep down that this is something that really lights you up to do. That this is a
Mm-hmm.
creative outlet for you as well as just a job, and that's just one of the really cool things about what you do. And you could really just see the passion coming through. Um, One of the questions that I have for you, and I do have a
Mm-hmm.
few, is what was the hardest thing to learn about creating the effects? A very realistic, but how did you get all of that down?
Honestly, I just practiced. Like I tried to be like, wait a second, I started doing this. If you take a look to my like first post on my Instagram account, that it's not even my first Instagram. I used to have one and I just shut it down like before pandemic. And then after pandemic is the Instagram you're seeing right now. I went through three nicknames until I decided just going by my real name. And the hardest situation was like when I was looking at other makeup artists or special effects or anything, and I see those effects with silicones and latex, like foam latex and everything.
Mhm.
Like I really thought it was about to be more like time consuming that it is, but at the end of the day it's more practice. It's just, you see this, you want to do this, just practice it, because one day you're gonna do it without even thinking. That's the point. Right now I'm in a peak where I'm like, okay, I want to do this, I designed this, I've seen a lot of like arts or another makeup inspirations. Usually I just use illustrations or ideas or even songs or music or even pictures, like commercial pictures. And I'm like, I really want to create that wound effect, or I just do it. I just start. And it's a trust the process since the beginning till the end. It's a trust the process all the time. And even if it's not the best situation, at least I'm proud every day of when I finish. I'm like, you know what? I started with no idea what I was doing. I've been in the process like, this is not gonna look good. But at the end, I'm like, ah, but I tried and I did it. And it looks better than I thought it was about to be. So next time it's gonna be better. And I think that's progress. And it works in makeup, it works in everything in general. So yeah.
Well, I can definitely confess to something here. For doing theater as many years as I have,
Mm-hmm.
I have there. It's been on and off whether or not I've had somebody do my makeup or not. And I find that when someone else does my makeup, it turns out much better than when I try to do my own theater makeup.
Oh no.
I am such a minimalist. I just don't know how to get to that point. Like doing, I guess doing cosplay makeup is a little bit different, but I would say
Yeah.
I'm a beginner at things like that, even with as much theater as I've done. Somebody did, my makeup for Scarecrow and Wizard of Oz. People did my
Wow.
makeup for Little Shop of Horrors and for other shows like that. Most of the time, you don't have to go too crazy when you're a guy in makeup unless you're doing something really overboard like Shrek.
Exactly.
Shrek was a lot of makeup. We did. I didn't have to. I wasn't Shrek, so I didn't have to like get in full. But there was definitely a lot of costuming, a lot of makeup for that show.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done it on both sides of the fence. You do your own makeup, of course, but you
Mm-hmm.
also have a list of victims that you've been a makeup artist for. You call
Mm-hmm.
them your victims sometimes. Um,
Yep.
Now I have some of my own examples of like things that I would look for, like approaching a big character like Mr. Sinister, which is something that I hope to do soon.
Okay.
You have just such an approach for yourself, but do you use the same sort of method when you put makeup on somebody else, or do you have like a completely different way of, here's the picture, here's the person, and now
Okay.
how do I put that together on somebody else's face on their canvas?
I mean, I use the same kind of method when it's the design part. Like I'm just designing the same way. I usually it's either taking like a random like face, blank space, and I design it. I use Procreate for designing all my makeups, and I use the same method for designing. But at the moment of accomplish, when I'm doing my makeup on other people, it's faster and easier than doing that on myself. First of all, because
Really?
the position of the hand, whenever you're using the brush, the random brush, in somebody else, you're doing like a natural movement, like you're working like that. But at the moment of using that on yourself, you're basically turning your hand like this and working like this, which is limiting. You're pointing at yourself. You need to, you need, oh, can you see me? Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, you're
It's a battery in my iPad.
good.
Okay. Whenever you're pointing this on yourself, it's limiting the movement. So it's taking more time to figure. Plus, you're not looking at something directly. You need to look at a mirror. So everything is the opposite way. So the method that I usually do with myself is the design on the iPad that I'm watching. I flip it, I mirror it. So I'm looking at this exact direction that I'm following here. So at the moment I'm taking the picture, is this the view that I want to see, is the letters and everything. It works perfect with everything. There's some designs that I don't care which side is what, like I'm doing this gingerbread man here or I'm doing the heart here. I don't care in this case so much, but for letters, that happened many times that I had to flip the picture and it looks weird because I did it like looking at the word and seeing exactly the same. So I did the same. I took the picture, it's mirrored. It's the opposite. I'm like, no. On customers, on clients, on models, it's way easier because I'm looking straight to them and I'm painting straight. So I work faster, except if they speak to me, if they talk to me and I start talking, because I talk a lot. That's the only time consuming thing. That's the only thing that makes me like take longer.
It's the social aspects. Yes, when you get to know
Yeah.
somebody, have you do you have people that come to you for like repeat makeup, or is it always different people? So
There's a
that
lot. I
because
mean,
there's always more conversations when you have somebody
yeah.
come back to you over and over again.
Oh yeah, like yesterday I had one of my clients that it's she got a makeup last year for a fashion show and she wanted to repeat with me for another event that she had. And they'll come to me like most of the time because I'm funny. Because we're having fun. Like I don't wanna make this like normal classic makeup service. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing your stuff. Hi, bye. We're having fun, we're having conversations, we're having everything. So people sometimes come back to me, even because they're finding me on Instagram now. Finally it's working, so I'm having clients that are from my same city that I'm living here in Dallas, and they've been like, oh yeah, I found you on Instagram. Like, oh, it's working. And then some people want to recreate one of the makeups that I have done before. Like for Halloween, for example, I had this client, and she was new. She was a new client, but she wanted to repeat one of my looks. She wanted, hey, I've seen this called the Fiona, talking about Shrek. The Fiona skull that I did, and she wanted to do the exact same design, but in like white, plain, like normal skull. But she wanted that design specifically. And a lot of, yeah, it's I have a lot of people coming back to me and be like, yeah, it's so fun because you're not like other makeup artists. You're super fun. We're having conversations and there's all this amazing. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So yeah.
I do want to get into the nuts and bolts of things and go through some just like details. Now, you have put together, of course, a look for today. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on here. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of
Oh, whoa, whoa.
attention to the things that you're doing. But I guess I would like to just go through like a basic process for you. Like what if we were explaining this to someone new, someone who was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this look for myself.
Alrighty.
How where would you tell them to start? Like what goes first, second, third? Can you walk us through how you put together today's look?
Oh, today actually I had the idea. I was like, I'm doing this with Scotty. This is so fun. We're gonna have to be Christmas holidays vibes. I thought of doing Emily from Nightmare Before Christmas,
Mhm.
but I have cats and a husband, and I didn't have time, and I had tons of things to do. But I would have done that for you actually.
That
What I did,
is
but
amazing. That would have been that's an amazing like that is a lot. That's a challenge in and of itself. So
I
definitely
was about
we're
to
always
do
usually
it.
casual here on the show, so it's never.
Sure.
I
Well, there's
really appreciate you putting all of
of
this into
of
something.
course. I was a special occasion. I was so excited, and I was like, I need to do a look. I'm a makeup artist. I thought of being completely the opposite, like no makeup. Yeah, this is my face. I exist. There's things behind the makeup. This is not a mask for me. This is another way of seeing myself. And for this one specifically, I follow steps for beauty makeup in this one, which is the challenge for me. Like I love makeup, but beauty makeup is the most difficult one for me because it's you're not hiding your features, you're not creating nothing new. You have to enhance your actual features, and that's so complicated. Like people think, oh yeah, beauty makeup is just some foundation. What I had to in this case, I have pre-base, I have my foundation, I have another foundation for the lights. That's the next step. I have all the contouring. I created this kind of like I call it like the elf style, like kind of like a fairy kind of blush situation over here. For some reason, it enhances my face, but it doesn't have to work in another faces, which is another complicated situation with you when you have clients. Not everybody fits with the same makeup, even if it's like ABC on TikTok. Like, yeah, this is the contouring that it's a 2024 trend. Yeah, it might work with you, but not with my cousin. It depends. So usually I start with the foundation in general, in beauty, in fantasy, like the basic, even more in fantasy makeup when I'm doing chest paints. Most of the time I start with the base, but with complicated things, with things that are more difficult, like chicken run makeup, oh my god, that drove me crazy.
That's like one of my
That
favorite
one,
shows.
oh,
I love Chicken Run.
the
I
chicken run
that was
makeup.
an actual reaction when you had that on your stories. Chicken Run too. I'm like, oh,
The
can't wait.
I did the ginger here and the rocky here and the egg here, and I thought it was about to take me. Literally, I told my husband, I called him like, "Hey babe, I'm doing this makeup today. In case you need to call me, whatever. I'm gonna be busy for 4 hours, 4 or 5. I think it's gonna." I didn't realize it's claymation. It's 3D.
Mhm.
It's actual clay with shadows. I thought, no, Chicken Run, that's amazing. I love it. I'm super fan. And Mrs. 3D here, that was 13 hours of just painting my back. So for those kind of
Wow.
makeups, I started with the drawings. I started just drawing that with this pencil. Like, it's just liner. I use this and I just sketch it like a sketch. And in this, again, with this direction, which is more difficult. And after that, I just paint everything. I shadow everything with both aqua colors, cream colors, eyeliners. I use everything. I use every single product. And then after that, I will do the base. But for like clothes or just beauty makeup, I start on the base. But other than that, yeah. But I'm always starting with the base, except if it's like difficult drawings in my chest or anything. And my eyes, depending. Same. I consider the eyeshadow same as if there's a drawing here. So if the eyeshadow it's difficult or it's gonna be like dropping and it's gonna ruin just the base foundation on my face, I will just start with my eye, then I will clean up the rest, and then I will do my foundation. But usually it's first foundation and then the eyes, or first the base and then the drawing. Like that's the main thing.
I mean that's it makes the most sense, I think, just hearing it. But I think, yeah, like a lot of people, especially guys and people who are new
Ha.
to doing things like this would be like, okay, what do I like, where do I even begin? And especially for dudes, we
Okay.
get a little bit squeamish, I think, when we start thinking about like makeup and how that's going to work. I know like a lot of guy cosplayers will probably skirt this by using masks or like fully cover,
Yep.
full cover for their face, or just something simple like Jedi, like Jedis or Jedis, like just you can phone it in a little bit, look a little rough, and then you're good. But what would you say for a guy? Would they start
Mm-hmm.
at the same place as that,
Mm-hmm.
or is there maybe something a little different, or what would you suggest for a guy or a man doing that would maybe help him out a little bit more, given that he doesn't put his makeup on every day?
Well, guys are so funny in general because it's like, oh, makeup, I don't want to do that. But it's like, man, you can use it. You can. Jedi's could have details. Jedi's can have like a scar here for a battle with whoever, or have like what's it called? Like some like sun. How's it called in English? Hold on, like when you're sunbathing, like like
Sunburn?
blush, sunburn, some sunburn from I don't know, like a moon from I don't know. Alzira, no, that planet is destroyed. But
If you've been living on Tatooine, you're probably gonna have some
in
sunburn.
Tatooine,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, there's two suns. I don't remember. I need
Yes.
to,
Yeah,
I need
maybe
to, yeah.
three. It's yeah, it's
I
twin suns. Mhm.
exactly. So it depends of the makeup that you want to do. I have one of my friends. He's wanting to do the Witcher makeup. He was asking me for some scars that he having in the chest or whatever. He's like, it's not gonna be as good as if you do that, and people is not gonna see that. And that's the issue. A lot of men, guys, y'all think that the makeup, even if it's a tiny scar, nobody's gonna notice. So you're not doing that because you don't wanna spend too much time doing something. But at the end of the day, when I see a picture of a makeup of a cosplay and I see this cosplayer having those details, I'm like, that's the real deal. That is good. So I will start the same. Just practice. Just try. Just inform. I want to do a scar. I don't have anything. You have this. No sun scar walks. It's not gonna last so long, but you can practice with this. You just apply it, make a cut, powder, and put some shadows. Like it looks like it's a scar, like a bit of red, and that's it.
Does
And
it
that's something.
does it dry that way? Because I know
Mm-mm.
some people use like they'll use like
Collodion.
spirit gum to like make it look more like a scar because it like it's thicker and kind of pulls the skin. But
This is a thing that a lot of guys use, and it's good. It's a good stuff. If you have sensitive skin like me, it's gonna be bad, but it's okay. We can commute with this. It's called collodion. Well, it
oh,
has a lot of use, and this is basically this is a starter pack for special effects. Like if you apply, it's gonna take a second until it dries. It's transparent. It's invisible. But the more layers you apply, the more like scar effect you're gonna get, and you're gonna see it shrinks the skin. It's not damaging it, and you can peel it off after like a sticker when it's ready to just go. But you can
mhm.
use it like this. Well, it has to dry, but it's gonna shrink my skin, so it's gonna look like an old scar, like I don't know, like a mark that you have in your skin. So this is so cool for just starting. Like if you have to do, well, the Witcher, or you have to do a Jedi, or you whatever character that you need, and you need a scar just for starting. Even with foundation, with beauty makeup, if you want to go to do pirates have the sunburn too, or have like a foundation, you can splatter some, I don't know, aqua color or whatever kind of like earthy kind of like these tones. You can just like do dots in your face, and it's gonna look like freckles from the sun and some dirt. So you can create the effect with three shadows. And look, I don't know if you can see it,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
shrinking my skin.
Yeah, that
Well,
worked
this
really
is this
quickly.
is this is a real cat thing,
Those are cat
because
scratches.
cat.
Hmm.
But this one is, it shrinks your, so
Hmm.
you powder it, you put some alcohol paints or just shadows or just cream color, and you can create an effect. But makeup is just a game. It's play with it, just experiment. I have this and this, I'm gonna try one day in my house before the event, and I'm just gonna create things. Do you know how many cosplays right now that I've done? I see, I look at the pictures and I'm like, I should have done this and that, but because I'm super like perfectionist in everything. But at that time, it worked, and people recognize the details, and people be like, "Oh, that looks good." So I think a lot of guys have the stigma that it's makeup, whatever it is, even if it's
Mhm.
special effects, even if it's, I don't I don't do like big special effects right now. I have bases, and I have a few products here and there for clients, and budget. When the budget starts growing up, I'll be able to afford more stuff for clients for creating real prosthetics. I have the knowledge. But people think that, oh, it's a prosthetic that's super expensive. I mean, if you're getting like a foam, latex foam, that's expensive, of
Mhm.
course. And it's not just asking a professional to do that, but to buy that on like professional brands like Krylan. They have those kind of prosthetics, and they're expensive. So some guys are like, no, it's expensive and it's makeup, because it's makeup. They're, oh, I'm a man, I don't wear makeup. Dude, that's cooler if you wear makeup than if you don't. If I see a cool armor like a heavy Mando or something, and you take off the helmet, well, if you're a Mandalorian and you take off the helmet, I'm gonna be disappointed, but it's okay. If you take it off, well, not me, but
Right?
the Mandalore, they're gonna be a bit
Not
disappointed.
supposed to
Well,
do that.
depending on, because there's three types. Oh my god, that's another world, and my brain is fried. But yeah, if you take off the helmet, and I see like scar here, and you did some character makeup, and you put on a lens, like just a bit of dirt here, a bit of like, you take a shadow and just mess up with it. That's even better. So that was my main inspiration to be like, this cosplay world needs to wake up on the makeup. Not always, okay, you're wearing a full armor. Okay, no, because you're not gonna see that. But if you're showing your face, you're showing your arms, and the character is having something, or you wanna just make up some like character, you can use it, and it's easy, and it's the same. Just a few stuff, and you can pull out a real good effect on your cosplay.
And I think a very important thing that you said, I mean, everything was important, but the thing that stood out for me is, the trial and error is okay. And I think a lot of people get really squeamish about that and they spend money on things and then they're like, oh, well, I screwed all of that up. Now I have to start all over again. Well, it is your time, but that's how you learn how to do it. Like that's how you get better
Exactly.
at it. If you do like a makeup test and you mess it up, you just start over again. You just wipe it off.
Exactly.
It might be a little frustrating, but and I think guys probably have a little less patience for that, just
Yeah.
because, not to stereotype everybody, but I think I do, because you get so far and then you're like, oh, I'm like, there's only so much you can fix. If you get your eyeliner wrong and it just smears all over the place, you're like, well, I can't like salvage this into anything, so I have to start all over again and wipe this all clean. And
Yeah.
that you can get a little bit tired of that if you like just screw up one little thing and you have to like start the whole thing over again. But
Yeah.
it is a process, like everything. I mean, your
Exactly.
first cosplay isn't going to be the best ever, unless you're Jem or you're Allison Tabitha or somebody like that. But for us regular
Oh,
people,
she's
like
great.
it's not just going to be like one and done, like knocked it out of the park the first time, unless you have a lot of help too. But
Mm-hmm.
that you keep improving. It's all about improvement. Where Jem was day one versus where she is today. 2012 versus 2023, totally
Woof.
different space. That's a lot of time. And I think when people like when they jump in and they see the really cool things you do, like maybe if they're on your Twitch or just checking you out on your lives on Instagram, that they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, how would I ever get this good? And well, it's like, well, she spent like a decade doing this. Like she's professionally trained makeup artist. This is all, this is like what you do. And I think we try to compare ourselves to that when
Oh,
you're really sharing you're sharing your creativity with the world. And hopefully there's some people that pick up on that and want to be clients locally too, which is always great, and we always encourage that on the show. Please do check out the links in the show notes below, and like and comment and subscribe and all those good things. But there are definitely a few that stick out for me, and this season 5, it's called Something Strange, which is a callback to Ghostbusters. Something strange going on. If you're
hee hee.
familiar with the very first movie. I don't know, a lot of people started in 2016, and I'm really sorry that
I
some
have
people
my
did.
Ghostbusters makeup here. The picture.
There's Ghostbusters right there. Yes, and that it's one of my favorites that you did. Stay Puff Marshmallow Man look that
I
you
almost
did.
died that day. My God.
It is amazing. You've done others. Nightmare Before Christmas. You
Hee hee.
have The Evil Queen.
Oh yeah.
But I would love for you to pick. You could pick any one of these. I would love to talk about Stay Puff, but I want you to pick your favorite and just like walk us through,
Hmm.
just start to finish. Tell us about the one that sticks on your mind right now the most, of some of your recent creations that you've put online.
Okay. I was about to tell you about the Ghostbusters, the Stay Puft, because that one comes with a story.
Oh,
It took
okay.
me. It took me. It was 2021. I was still in Spain, and okay, I'm a very big fan of Paul Rudd as an actor since 2019,
Hmm.
not so long ago. And I don't know why, but I was like researching what he was doing, and I'm a big fan of Ghostbusters. Like I cried once because I saw a replica of the Ecto, the car. I was like, oh my God, I almost cried. And I went to New York. I have all the pictures of the fire station. I love it. So 2021, and it came the afterlife, the Ghostbusters. And I was like, I need to do something. Plus, I don't know if you know, but Paul Rudd's sister is one of my followers on Instagram
Oh, I didn't know that.
because of this event in Kansas City that I've been doing makeups for almost 5 years. It's gonna be since 2020 because I
Mhm.
discovered that event because of Paul Rudd, and it's like a charity event there that it's getting money for this hospital for helping children. So I saw that, and I did a makeup with the logo of it's called Big Sleek Kansas City, and I did the makeup with the logo, and then Mandy Rod, Paul Rudd's sister, and one of the co-workers over there, they saw my makeup and they brought me up in an interview. So she started following me, and she's a sweetheart and I love her. So I've been doing those makeups for a long time, that Big Sleek. And then I had the idea. I was like, you know what? I like Ghostbusters. I want to do something about Ghostbusters. Plus, Paul Rudd is in the movies. Mr. Gooberson, I think is his name. I don't remember so well.
Well, yeah, I'm not quite sure. The newer characters will always like. It's gonna take me a couple movies. I've had
Yeah,
40.
it's
I've
gonna
had
take me
40
a
years
couple
to
of
get the
movies
original
too.
characters down.
I'm still thinking of I forgot the names. Today my brain's fried. I don't know why, but yeah, I did the stories that I designed in makeup. Right, I designed the afterlife situation out of the poster, the original like movie poster that they released before the movie, and I wanted to do that for the releasing date, whatever.
Mhm.
And I just started doing that makeup. That's the weirdest technique I've ever used because I had no reference but an image, and I put more detail into the makeup than in the design that I did. Because you could have just took the picture and copy what I was seeing, but I rather designing that so I could see the colors, even if it's digitally, to see the colors, the placement, how am I, the distance, the lines, and everything. Because it's I started, I don't know, I think it was 10 a.m. in the morning. I got to my house at 3 a.m. in the morning next day. And I was just like, because I used to go to this studio. I didn't have the studio at the house like right now. I used to go to
Mhm.
a workshop with some friends and I had my space there. I remember the biggest migraine ever. I remember I didn't even sketch nothing. I just took the aqua colors. I started with the car. There's a car in the middle. So it was a reference for like distance and like symmetry and everything. I took the car. I took the Ecto actually. I started with the car, and after like 4 hours just doing the car, I was like, it's too good to wipe it off for now. So I gotta keep going. This is like the Haunted Mansion, which is like my obsession. There's no going back now. It's like, let's keep rolling. And it was basically, instead of sketching, I used the technique of just splatter, like not splatter, but like doing the big places of color, so I could see where the placements were from the car. Like I was expanding to the sides with the characters to the buildings that were actually over here. I didn't want to do my arms, so I just cut them like I was the paw. And then the face, I am not so happy with the face because it didn't turn out exactly the way that I wanted, but I'm pretty happy. The design actually had like short hair, short white hair. I couldn't find that wig. I was already with the makeup at my workshop asking my friend like, hey, have you seen this? No, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna use the big one. So I have like a drag queen kind of that. I love it. I really love the result. The point is, my camera basically, the focus of the camera, the lens broke. I used to have
Oh.
A Nikon camera from 2010. It's super
Mhm.
old, but it works perfectly. Perfectly. I wanted all the quality because I wanted to picture every single detail that I did on my chest. The lens was broke, and I knew how to like trick it so it could just avoid the thinking that there's a piece missing over there, so it's moving around the lens. It's I don't know about cameras. I have basics for taking my own pictures. And I started taking the pictures because I take a lot of pictures and then I pick one with the pose I like, whatever. None of them was clear. Everything was blurred. A lot. Just imagine spending like 12 hours of makeup because I took a break of an hour for eating something. Just imagine 12 hours of makeup and the camera is not working. And it's not because it's
Oh.
not charged, it's because it's broken. So that day I couldn't find the trick, the thing in the position to take the actual pictures. Every single picture is blurred. The one that you saw, it's one of the less blurries that I have. It was super blurred. I went home and I wanted to cry. I took all the videos and all the pictures with my phone and with the iPad. Like maybe I'm getting one cool that I can see the details because I want. But in the main picture, in the one that I have actually here, you see it because there's a lot of colors and details. But in the picture, actually, the quality, I want everything super like clear, and I couldn't. But it took me like 2 hours to take pictures. It was 2 hours of taking pictures. And nothing. I was just frustrated with a migraine. I was having a suffer from migraines. That was a disaster. But that's my favorite makeup that I've done of all time.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
like top one. Top
It's,
one is that one.
I mean, it's almost like the camera was the camera was like reacting to everything. Yeah,
Look,
it's like, oh
I
no.
got it here. This
But
one, I don't even use it
really turned
anymore.
out.
This, and it's still broken. Here it is. This thingy is still broken.
Oh, it's got, okay. Yep,
This thingy.
I'm familiar with that problem actually. I had a Nikon once upon a time. The one of the lenses did almost exactly that. It's not that Nikons are bad. They're not.
No.
They take
Nikon's
very
good.
good
I
pictures.
love this camera.
But
I
yeah,
use my phone right now.
It's almost like it just slips and you can't bring it, like it won't.
It's like,
yeah.
it's weird. It
It's
just
like
fell once.
chunks have fallen out inside of the
It
camera.
just fell once.
And what a but I'm so glad that you did get some pictures with that. You didn't have to like do it all over again and try and recreate it. Oh, there it goes.
Here
Yeah, so
it
if
is.
anybody looking, so we've
Eh?
got a
Even if
Keurig
with
and
even with no makeup on top, it's just the product. It's just collodion. It's called collodion. It smells like alcohol, like pure alcohol. Because yeah, special effects products, I gotta warn people that are new here, they smell bad. Like all of them have a special smell that it's like, why they smell like this?
it's
Like
like
latex.
sealant. Yeah. Ugh. So
That's
yes, where
the
well, and always, like, I mean, obviously when you're doing your own makeup, you can't wear a mask or anything like that. But when you are doing some of
exactly.
these like little detail things, like, maybe stay somewhere where you can ventilate the area, like use a fan,
Yes.
or don't be enclosed, like don't close the doors to your bathroom and sit there in a very small space, because the fumes will get to you. It's not really
Yeah.
designed for that.
If you have to put
Read
the
the bottle.
collodion here, like close to the nose, it just I've done that for like a pirate kind of scar that I did a long time ago of the I don't know if y'all are familiar with Monkey Island, the video game saga from the 90s. I have a freaking tattoo here. I love that saga so much. And yeah, I love it. So I wanted to cosplay Elaine Marley and I made it up. I just created my own Elaine Marley. I look at the pictures now and I'm like, I need to redo that cosplay so badly. But I wanted to do a scar on my lip. So I used collodion and I put a lot of it on lips. It looks great, like the effect. Guys, please use this. It's just amazing. It makes the effect. But I was smelling that all the time. And I think I got a bit because it was too much. And I was just like, drowsy, like, wait. It's just a product, but it's not the worst. I'm telling you, there's like special effects, actual products that you have to wait for hours to cure and everything. Those smell bad, and those you need to wear a mask.
Ooh, yes. Well, and yeah, we don't even consider the like the professional grade stuff, which there's so much, like, I mean, it's more than we could probably talk about in one day. There's so much that goes into this. Friends, if you do catch Jem on her lives, please do so. She always has time for us out here in the Instagram space. Really just always appreciative of the time that you do spend with people online, whether it's, I mean, literally like a handful of people or a bazillion people that jump onto your lives. You're just so down to earth and you're so just available for their questions and just really engaging with everyone. It's always great to see you on and all of the things that you do. And it translates into, the types of things that you do in real life with your job and with your work. You've worked with schools and organizations, and you give just so much. One group that comes up, or one show, the Ultimate Women's Expo back in
Mm-hmm.
2022, if that sounds familiar. Would you be able to talk just a little bit about like what you do for one of these groups when you're asked to do something, or when you show up to an event like that?
Okay, so that was with my ex school. I was studying there because I got my makeup license, the first one in Spain, but the second I got it here in Texas. So the director of the school wanted to go to this event, this convention here in Dallas. And usually for conventions, every single student is doing something to clients or people approaching. So they are promoting the school that I was going to. On my I was doing cosmetology. I couldn't finish it, unfortunately, but I was doing cosmetology by that time. And because I'm a makeup artist and the director really liked my work, she was like, hey, everybody's gonna do like touch-ups on people passing by, and I want you to do like the main piece, because we already had another event that was last year, I'm pretty sure in October, but we have the first one that we did some kind of like that in August. So I will do a model in this event, real life. So people will look around, and all of my uh como se dice? How is it? Co-workers? No, the other students, my classmates. Oh my god. They will do this touch-ups, whatever. Cosmetology people will be doing hair. On this model specifically, I did it with one of my teachers. That she's like, she was like my friend. So we were super cool. She was a fan of my work. I was a fan of hers, and we did this model like abstract, and I designed it. She helped me doing that, but the design was mine. And we put the title of the school and everything, the name of the school. I did that mainly. I did the face and some details on the body, while she was helping me with the base. So in the Women's Expo, we did the same. But except instead of a teacher, I got my maid, my, really say it in English. Yeah, my, it was a friend, it was a student of the school, but yeah, it was like my classmate. And
Oh, okay.
he's
Mhm.
like, he was like my assistant, so the design was mine too. The director asked me for the design first to take a look, and she was like, yeah, nice, perfect, I love it, and just do that. So we got this model, and we did, well, I was doing the main face with all the features. He was helping me. He did a great job on the base, because that was a full body paint. Like the first one we did in August was just chest paint and back and the arms. That one was the entire body. He did great. I will send you the link to his job, because he's amazing. He's incredible. Leo,
Oh
his
yeah.
name is Leo, and I love him so much. So he did the entire, like the arms and the legs and the belly, because she was showing the belly, and he started with some details while I was doing the chest
Mhm.
and the arms and the face. One of the teachers worked with us with the wig. That wig is mine, and she styled the wig the way I wanted, picturing the design and everything. So a lot of people came by to that stand. At the expo, we had like our own area section, whatever, and there was a lot of cosmetology people doing just hair to people passing by, or makeup on that stage. And eventually we were just grabbing the mic, because the director was passing the mic, and everybody was like, hey guys, how you doing? This is this school, and we're doing this and whatever. So that was actually great. Like, I feel so proud of that, because first of all, I don't want to feel like special or anything, but I was doing like the main body paint, because you have to promote every single thing at that school, whatever. And they
Mhm.
picked me twice to do the body paint situation. I don't think they have done that afterwards. I usually went to fashion shows, or like smaller things, or but these two events were like big, and they wanted me specifically, because I'm like fantasy makeup specialist, which I am for the longest. So they were like, hey, now you're starting here. But yeah, I did it, and that was cool. The idea of both was kind of alien-ish, because I love everything weird. And I think that the main idea that I have when I'm picturing something that it's not from anything, I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but it's kind of like, you take a character, you take Jack Skellington. It's Jack Skellington. Even if you do your own version on cosplay, on makeup, on body paint, whatever, on like fun art, it's gonna be your own version, but it's Jack Skellington. But whenever I have to think about like a random thing, it's just
this Von
Alien
art,
always.
that
Yeah.
Von art. Okay. I'm like,
What?
oh, it's fine. A name that a name that I'm familiar with. Von Art. I've met him. He's amazing. He does these sketches at cons, and it's just fantastic. Like the level of detail. It's just he just uses a pencil with everything. It's crazy.
That's dope.
Sorry to interrupt you. I did not mean to. I was
You're
just like, oh,
fine.
I'm hearing artist names that I know. It
Yep.
gets me excited.
Check it out. Check him out because it's amazing. But it's you know it's everybody has their own style, their own version, their own thing. But whenever you have to create something from scratch, like hey, now you're the designer, but no, because you are inspired of anything. You have this logo, do something. Like that's the same that happened with the biggest league in Kansas City that I'm telling you. The same as with my school with Tint. I had to create something from scratch, and I just have a logo. And I take a look to the color scheme. I take a color to I look to every single like small detail, so I can create a piece. And I usually create aliens. Why I don't know, but for me they are out of space. So every single thing that I'm creating out of scratch, even if it's a fairy from, it looks like a drag queen alien. That's my style, drag queen alien. Like I want to get into the drag queen world eventually. I really like that style. I would like to do drag queen events by myself. I would like to become a drag queen someday. That's one of my goals in life. I don't know why I had this stigma of no, you're a woman, you can't. But time passed by, and it's more than obvious that everybody can do drag queen or drag king or drag whatever you want. So I would love to do that because my style in general, it's always the eyeliner and the brows and everything. But it didn't happen like in purpose. It happened. It just happened, and that's the most beautiful thing of art in general, not just makeup but art. Even if you are like, when we all start doing cosplay, doing whatever, we are copying exactly the same process, the same sewing thing that she did. I'm gonna recreate exactly the same because I don't know how to do this, so I need an idea. I'm gonna start doing exactly the same as somebody did. In art, we all started sketching Dragon Ball when we were kids. I know everybody, or The Simpsons, or like copying Bart Simpson. I copied Bart Simpson because
I
I
used to
had
do a
no
lot of
idea how to
Wolverine
sketch.
too. Yeah.
I will. Oh my, that's a level. That's a level. That it's not even easy.
I would
like,
I would put the tracing paper down, and I'd do like I'd try and do Wolverine. I had a 3D model too. Like I was just like I have
I
to.
feel that.
It was like my spirit animal when I was growing up.
That's beautiful. That I just do the same. Everybody, because we are humans, we have copying skills. We are copying everything. So it's like, oh, I see you doing this. I want to do that. But before you're getting to your own style, before you're practicing enough, obviously you're gonna take ideas and you're gonna do your stuff, but you're copying people, and it's okay. I'm learning makeup. This teacher was like, everybody's gonna copy. Y'all can go to Pinterest and copy this makeup. Or in the school here, a lot of my classmates, now I know how to say it, are copying things that they saw on Pinterest, and they've been asking me, how do you do that? They're like, wait, what do I do? You're not copying, you're just like doing your stuff, and it's good. And like, because it's been 7 years of just pure makeup. It's at the beginning, I was so scared of having creativity. I've been so creative since I was a kid, but I got my issues with perfectionism and things. So I think that now it's not enough. But it is. I know that it is at the end of the day. So you can copy the makeup. You can see this cosplay. You can copy the technique. You can see this art, this drawing, and copy it until you reach your personal style. And sometimes it just happens. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you're just like, I practice a lot, and now I figured, oh, I know the style that I'm having. Like if you see somebody's art or makeup, and you can be like, oh, that's Jim's. How do you know? Because it's a style. You see the style, and you're like, and that happened to me. And I was like looking for, you're like super frustrated. Oh my God, I don't have my own style. I'm just copying whatever I see until you reach a day that you're like, Anda, this is my style. Because I can see my signature. I can see the eyeliner. I see the brows. I see everything super like draggy. I see the fairy situation here. That's Jim. That's Alice and Tabitha. Oh my God, I love her. Well, she's everybody actually. Her style is
Oh,
everybody.
if she hasn't
It's
commented on your work yet, she would go bonkers. She would love everything that you do. I know she would.
or Joe Skellington. You know Joe Skellington?
I've heard the name. Yes.
Joe Skellington. I think it's my pronunciation. He's from California,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and he works with prosthetics. Like he has
He does
the
some
lab to
crazy,
create it.
amazing stuff. Yes.
It's amazing. Like
Yes.
I love him. I'm pretty sure he's from California or Mexico, or he's
Mhm.
Mexican.
I
I'm
think
not
he's in
sure, but
Cali now.
because he speaks Spanish, so I understand him in both. And it's just wonderful. Like he was one of my main inspirations with Made You Look by Lex. She's a makeup artist, a fantasy makeup artist from. She's one of the OGs. Like I love her, and now when I see my makeups and her makeups, I can feel proud of myself at the end of the day. Like, dude, I used to dream to be like that, and now I do this, and I love her, and I'm still be like, she's the inspiration on Joe Skellington, Alice and Tabitha. That okay, that Jack Sparrow that she did, the Jack Sparrow. I was like, that's Johnny Depp. That's not her. Or the Wonder Woman. She, and that's another fact that a lot of people is not understanding on cosplay. That's a lot of face features that are gonna help you. Like a lot of people told me that if I do Captain Marvel cosplay, I will look exactly like Brie
Like
Larson.
Brie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have
A
her
lot of people,
jawline.
because there's already things, but if I do Loki, I already have a Loki makeup. If you scroll down on my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
it's a body paint. I did the Loki alligator here that took me like 4 hours because details. I start with details and I can stop. I'm super like, I don't know why. But the face, I tried to be Tom Hiddleston. It didn't work. I can't. Hey, but for a cosplay, that would work perfectly because you will be like, oh, she's lucky. She's like Tom Hiddleston. But we need to be careful with that because there's certain face features that I don't have. I don't have a little jaw. Like Tom Hiddleston has like
He has a
super
narrow face.
thin
Yeah.
face,
Mm-hmm.
and he has like bigger forehead.
Yes.
But my face is the opposite. So I'm trying my best, and there's methods, and you will look like him. Like with some paint, you just cover a line here and you just sharpen in your jaw, like your chin and everything. Or make this a bit bigger, like going inside your hair, or put in a ball cap and a wig and just play with that. There's ways. But in the main basis, people get frustrated. It's because I don't look like I don't know, Pocahontas. I don't look like Bill. I don't look like I don't know, Max from a Goofy movie. First of all, he's a dog. You are gonna need some features, but you can. It's just finding the way. How research. Look, the shape of the face, like every single face feature. Nothing is gonna happen just for. Okay, I'm experimenting the technique. But you need to see the face features. You need to see your face features. I'm not talking about color, gender, no. So you can adapt those features to the character you're seeing or to the character you want to create. It's a world. Like right now, if I know that a lot of people told me do Captain Marvel because if you put your brows whatever and you put on some lenses, you look exactly like Brie Larson. I already have a Captain Marvel. I could see that by myself when I was like, they were right. I took a lot of pictures. I did a Captain Marvel chest paint and yeah, I can see, and I can see the difference between Loki and Carol Danvers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so Alice and Tabitha has the same. She has certain face features that look more like Jack Sparrow or Gal Gadot than other characters, or what's it called? the one that she has of Lydia Dietz from
Oh,
Beetlejuice.
for Beetlejuice. She looks like,
But
yeah, she looks like Winona Ryder.
exactly,
Mhm.
everybody will look alike a bit ish, like somebody else, like a celebrity. That we all have like face features that could adapt better. And even if you want to do something that it's not adapting in your face, just do it. Because with time, it's gonna like you gotta look like yourself in a makeup, or like you're yourself. I don't know how to. I don't know if this makes sense with my accent, but yeah, it's just trying. She's a chameleon because she is mostly doing characters that she fits with.
Mhm.
Or you can be Joe Skellington and have the features to create a great prosthetic and be like, you know what? I don't care about face features. I'm just gonna glue on my face. And that's also valid. Everything's valid in makeup. It's just a world of creation. And nobody should tell you what is good or bad. It's just ways to see that and to work with it and practice.
Wow. And that is, I mean, that's a very good, it's very good advice for anyone, to not be discouraged from just doing it. And if you really enjoy that, whether it's for professional, whether this is something that you're making money at in your career and anything like that, or if it's just something you do for fun, if it's a hobby, give it a try. I mean, it's
Exactly.
yes, makeup is expensive, but it's it's something that you really want to do, then give it a shot and see where it goes, because you'll feel better when you actually just sit down and do it. It's just like anything
Exactly.
else that I've been putting off forever, like sewing, like if I just did it, maybe the first few hundred times it would come out horribly, but then eventually I would like figure it out and it would get better. And that goes a long way, that sort of reward that you have. And I definitely hear that in your voice. I mean, you are so passionate about your subject and about what you do. It just comes out like you're beaming. Your energy is just so forward on and so positive into your work and what you do and what you can give to everyone with these creations and what you come up with. I do have one more question for you.
Okay.
It's a bit of like it's actually a frequently asked question about frequently asked questions. But what is
Okay.
the most frequently asked question that you get, Jem, when you're online, like people that DM you or people that go on to your streams or people that are in your lives? What is the number one question that you get asked about
I think
makeup?
every single makeup artist is gonna have the same question, whether it's fantasy, whatever. When are you gonna do my makeup?
That's the number one.
And
I've
that makes
wondered
me
about
cry.
that. Like, oh, I wondered if it was just like, can you do it for me?
Yeah, like when are you gonna need models for doing my makeup? Like, I don't need models. I have my face.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want me to make it cool, I have my pricing, and then they disappear. They vanish. They're just
Well,
they're
and
not there
yeah,
anymore.
that's something that we also need to realize that you have to compensate people for their time and for what they're doing and all the materials. Like there is a lot that goes into this, so don't be shocked when you come up and they just like anything else with cosplay. I mean, you can buy a wig for $1,800. You can spend $3,000 on a proton pack. There
Oh
are
yeah,
expensive. It can get pretty pricey to
I
put
want to
together a
create
whole
my own
look.
proton pack. I want to create my own proton pack. I just don't have the money for BBC or stuff. But I've always want to have my. We're talking of Ghostbusters there, proton pack. Yeah, I don't even know how, but I
Oh,
want
well,
to.
talk
3D
to
maybe.
I can give you a referral for somebody who 3D prints the pieces. Will
That'll be
save a
dope.
ton of money and does a lot of foam work too.
Because
Actually, they do
3D,
all my foam work, so I can
it's funny because I studied animation in college, like way before makeup. Talking about the origins, I studied animation in Spain in college. I finished. I'm licensed in animation, so I know how to model. I just hate it. I hate
mm.
3D with passion. Not 3D printing, because when I was in this workshop in Chimera workshop in Madrid, with my guys, I love them. I was a makeup artist doing my stuff with my studio, but they are still working in there, and they have 3D printers, and they are working on armors, Iron Man, Mandalorian. It's been since 2020. They're there, and I was one of the OGs, and I left. But they were about to help me with. Well, they helped me with a lot of stuff. I wanted to do like a Elsa Mandalorian
Mhm.
cosplay that I
Oh,
made up. It's a project. it's still there. There's the fabrics, but they are all in Madrid. I have to get my family send it back to me. But they print there, and I got to know, thanks to them, some people here in America that it's working on 3D. There's Frankie Bill, I think his name. I don't remember. He's good. He's really good on like Iron Man cosplays, because one of my best friends there, he's a fan of. He will marry Robert Downey Jr. if he could have the chance. So he showed me, or Shannon. She's I don't remember. She's from Pittsburgh though, and there's a lot of people printing armors, and I would like to take a look to 3D print my Proton pack whenever I get the money for paying for that, because it costs money. It costs money, and people don't know that. People is like, we cosplay, we makeup, and we do it for free, and I'm like, no, it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. It's a luxury. If I wish I could afford it, and I will afford it someday, but people don't realize how many hours people spend on doing cosplay, like 3D or just EVA foam or makeup. It's a lot of hours, and usually we're in a rush because we are procrastinators. Like, it's a main thing. Like, you can be a cosplayer if you are not procrastinating in your life. You can. Like, day before the event, that's when you start.
Jem, thank you so much for being here. As we round out the
You're very
show,
welcome.
where can we find you, and how can we support you online?
Well, I have my Instagram. It's gembeauty_MKP. That's the username, and it's the main way to contact me. I have TikTok that I barely use. I mean, I post my things, but it's cry_baby_gem. But all of them, if you type on Gem Beauty Makeup, or it's gonna be there. You can contact me. You can take a look to my reels. I'm starting to be more, present on social media, not just doing my makeup, but I'm trying to do like some backstage stuff. If I'm having shooting a photo shoot, or if I'm having a client, or myself, my own routines, and it's nothing bored. Okay, I promise I am not boring. I'm not like, hi guys,
Absolutely
this is the
not.
product that I'm like, well guys, I'm tired of living, and this is the product that I'm using. If you want to get it. So that's what I'm saying. This my own brand, Gem Beauty Makeup Studio. It's not just makeup, beauty glam. It's, you want to be original, come with me. You want to have the same, go to someone that's buying this, and that's it. Like, do you have the choice there? You want originality? I'm here.
You will not get cookie cutter from Gem Beauty Makeup. That is very true.
Exactly. It's talking about cookies. Well, today I am a cookie cutter here, but yeah, just follow me, guys, or not. I'm not pushing anybody. It's fun.
Well, I am. I will push. Yeah. If you see the links in the description below, follow Gem Beauty Makeup. We will have all of that, and you will be seeing this blasted out probably when the show drops, but just ongoing. I will be definitely doing my best to make sure that everybody knows what Gem is up to and what she's doing as time goes on, because she is an amazing creative artist in this space. And again, thank you so much for being here today, Gem. It's been a wonderful conversation. And I'm so glad that you said, okay, that you found time to do this. I know you're very busy.
Finally.
There's always, you have many things going on all the time. You're juggling constantly between clients and shows and just all of the different projects that you work on. So I very much appreciate everything that you pushed around and moved around to be here today. And
thank you so much.
And that's all we have for. Oh, yes. Friends, thanks so much. This is Scotty B with the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary saying bye-bye, everybody.